What's going on, everybody? I'd like to welcome you all back to my channel. If this is your first time here and you like what you see, please consider hitting that subscribe button and giving the video a thumbs up. This is different content than I normally make. So normally this is a reaction channel. So those of you who are subscribed to me already that are going to be the first ones that see this, you guys already know that, obviously. I've been saying for a while I wanted to start putting out some more of my own content, you know what I mean? Just something that's just me, and that's what I'm doing right here. This is going to be my 10 steps to talk about sensitive or difficult subjects. I'm sure, as most of you well know, it's becoming increasingly difficult to speak to other human beings about certain subjects. And it's basically becoming all subjects, to be quite honest with you, because everything always gets thrown into politics for some strange reason. Every conversation, basically about anything, devolves into politics, and I hate it. You know what I mean? I enjoy being aware and understanding politics and how they work. I actually enjoy having political and philosophical discussions with people about things, but it's really hard to do it because people get really either offensive or defensive almost immediately. So it's just really hard to do. So I've put together my 10 steps to try to make things go a little bit easier, and I think this could really go for any conversation, but specifically the ones that are difficult to talk about, especially in this day and age, which is basically everything. So here we go. Number 1, don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole. Pretty cut and dry. If you go into a conversation thinking you're right and superior and your opponent is wrong and inferior, then you're already starting off on the wrong foot. Come into it with a sense of compassion or understanding. Don't come into it with hostility. Nothing gets solved when people immediately go at each other. Check your attitude at the door. Have a civilized conversation. Number 2, listen. It's such an easy thing to do. All it requires is for your mouth or your fingers to not move for just a little while and either read what's being written or listen to what's being said. If your purpose is to interrupt or not let the other person make their point because you don't think their point is valid or whatever that may be, you are part of the problem. You are part of why we can't talk about things. Shut up and listen. Number 3, consider the opposing view. It doesn't mean you have to automatically assume that that person's right, but consider it. Consider the opinion. Really go over it. Go over the details. See where they might be right. See where you might have holes in your logic. It's hard to do if you're coming at it from an I'm right and you're wrong perspective. Number 4, find common ground wherever possible. Even on a subject or a situation where you disagree with this person's overall view on it, I guarantee you if you get into it and you get into the real meat of that subject and whatever it's about, you will find common ground. And once you find that common ground, you can understand maybe a little bit where that person's coming from. You know what I mean? You won't just automatically assume the worst. You want to find where you agree. Sure, obviously there's going to be places where you disagree, but if you can find where you agree, then rectifying those disagreements becomes a whole lot easier. Number 5, and this might be one of the hardest, and this is consider the possibility that you might be wrong. Now this one can kind of tie back to number 3, which was consider the opposing view. Consider just the slightest possibility that you might be wrong. That doesn't mean you have to believe that you're wrong or automatically give up on your position, but if you don't consider the possibility, then your openness to accepting information that you don't agree with diminishes greatly. And if you are against having additional information on any subject, then I have a hard time believing when that person is actually genuine and that they are just married to their own beliefs. That is the worst thing you can do. You have to be open. We've reached a halfway point, which is where I'm going to talk to you about mybeardlove.com. Go check out mybeardlove.com, see what they've got to offer. Beard balms, beard oils, shampoos, All kinds of great stuff, man. All kinds of awesome scents. I've actually got some more on the way that I can't wait to try out. But if you've got a beard or mustache or some facial hair, it doesn't necessarily have to be long, all sizes, then definitely go check them out and see if something that they have might be right for you. Again, that's mybeardlove.com. All right, we're jumping right back into the mix. Number 6, this is don't demonize the other side. I see this all the time. You're either having a conversation or reading a conversation that other people are having, and you see things start flying around, words like Nazi, sexist, homophobe, transphobe, communist, socialist, just you name it. The worst possible name that you can think of to win an argument. That's basically what it comes down to. If you are automatically assigning evil to people who think differently than you, you might be the evil one. They are not demons. They are not evil, usually. They are people. They have views that might differ from yours. It does not mean that they are scum, that they are trash, that they don't deserve to live, or whatever ridiculous, disgusting thing that you want to try to throw at somebody who opposes your view to try to score points and win an argument. Stop it. Number 7 is another difficult one, and that is get your information from multiple sources, especially ones that you do not trust. Again, I know it's going to be hard to do, but think about this for a minute. If you're trying to prove a point, even about anything, the best weapon that you can use against somebody is showing them what their side said. One of the best weapons that you can use in a discussion, and I use the term weapon loosely, but it just for the sake of conversation, is to use your opponent's source against them. Not necessarily even against them, but to prove something, maybe a point that you're trying to prove. Well, look, the person that you trust said it. It doesn't always work. But it has a better chance of working than you getting all of your information from this one place and just pulling from that. You're not getting everything. You have to spread around. You have to get your information from multiple sources. So let's say I'll use what I do, for example. I'm not either hard left or hard right. I'm really close to the middle. Probably center right would be probably the best way to describe my political leanings. So I actually use 3 separate sources for my main consumption of what's going on in the political world and how that affects you. So for the right, I got Ben Shapiro. For the left, I've got Jimmy Dore, and for center, I've got Tim Pool. And I'm happy with that. I get left, right, center, and that helps so much in really understanding at least that's my belief. Again, I'm open to I may be wrong, you know what I mean? But I have a better chance of having more accurate information if I'm collecting said information from multiple sources, especially ones that I may not agree with. Number 8, do not assign intention onto others. This is another thing you see all the time. You will assume what somebody means from what they said or what they typed when you have no frame of reference whatsoever. You see it all the time. Somebody will come out with a statement about something. I'm not even going to use any specific examples, but just watch and you'll see that it happens. I know it may be hard for you to believe, but I know what I mean better than you know what I mean. And that goes for everybody. You cannot assign intention. All you have to go on is what they say their intentions are. You may not believe it, you may not trust it, but you cannot assign your own belief as to what somebody else believes or what they think. It doesn't help anybody. It does nothing to move the conversation forward. It's like elementary school kids calling each other stupid. It has no purpose and no point, and all it does is really make you look stupid when you have to resort to such a desperate move. Number 9, realize that our own individual experiences are what shapes our belief. We all have different things that we experience in our lifetimes, different sets of circumstances that we're faced with, and a lot of people, I'm going to say a lot of people, everybody shapes their worldview around their experiences, their childhood experiences, their school experiences, their work experiences, their life experiences. All goes into shaping what somebody thinks and believes and what their beliefs are, and it doesn't always have to devolve into assigning that person evil. Even if somebody has a viewpoint that you vehemently oppose and that you loathe, realize that that belief might not spring out of hatred or malintent. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to come from a bad place. That could just come from some really bad experiences that maybe shaped their worldview in an unfortunate manner. So it's all about, like I said earlier, about kind of going into it with some sort of compassion. Who knows? Maybe if you use that compassion and you actually engage with somebody, you may just change their mind or change their viewpoint just through being compassionate and actually listening to what that person has to say and taking it in and making an intelligent rebuttal from that. I know, at least for me, I have so much more respect for somebody if we have a political disagreement, let's say, and we can maybe not even agree on anything, but we had a civilized conversation. We didn't call each other names. I feel that's so much of a more fulfilling thing to do than go into a conversation and start assigning evil to people who you disagree with. It's just, like I said, it's desperate. It's a desperate attempt to win an argument that you are losing. And number 10, drum roll, we have agree to disagree. You're not always going to change somebody's mind or even agree with them about anything. But what you can do is agree to disagree. All right, you believe this, I believe this, we disagree, and that's it. We're not going to make it some kind of a tool or some kind of a bludgeon to injure the other person's credibility or reputation. Sometimes it's just that simple. We just disagree. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It doesn't mean anybody is a bad person. It means we have views that don't necessarily align, and that's a good thing. I think there should be more of it, man. I would rather people disagree peacefully than everybody agree. It just seems like a much more healthy environment to be in. And especially when you're talking about something like politics, you want opposing sides. You don't want opposing sides that will tear each other down, but you want opposing sides to challenge each other in what they're trying to push forward or what their beliefs are, because I'm telling you, you don't want to go too far to one side. You don't want to go 100% Republican. You don't want to go 100% Democrat. You don't want to go 100% to the left or the right, because there's bad things at the end of both of those roads. And the sooner people realize that and really internalize it, man, the better off we'll be. The left needs the right needs the left, or guess what? We will fall into communism, or we will fall into fascism. You need those opposing views. They are essential to our survival as a species. Well, there we have it, man. That was fun to do. I think I'm going to do more of these. If you watched this video and you got any kind of a benefit from it whatsoever, please make sure you share it around. And for those that are watching this and you're seeing me for the first time, I hope you will hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up for the video. Again, this is the first time I've done a video like this, but it's probably not going to be the last. I've been wanting to do something like this for a while. If you're into the reactions, then definitely stay for the reactions. But we're also going to have things like this coming out. And again, I said I was going to start talking kind of about political and social issues, but I don't want to come at it from a partisan standpoint. You know what I mean? I want to kind of give, I think I have a unique viewpoint, and I have a platform to put that unique viewpoint out on. And that's what we're going to do here. So I want to thank everybody for sticking around. If you made it this far, then you are an MVP, and I thank you. Until next time, I love you guys. Thank you for stopping by. Peace out.